Hello there and welcome to PowerWash Simulator Research Edition. This is a new initiative that they started doing with Oxford University because I believe the game developers are also based in the UK. And it's a fun little tie-in where you just get asked very simple questions of how you feel. You opt in by using a beta branch. Instructions are all on Steam if you own the game. You unlock rewards as you answer the questions, which is really cool. So you can't claim them yet, but they're there. We can see approximately what they are. So we've got some skins that we'll be unlocking and some clothing, which is really cool. Be interesting to see what those look like. But what I'm going to use is this as an example, because the thing is I've been running through the game again, but using only the basic washer, which is a challenge. And we recently did the Detached house, and that was the first time that it was really a challenge. When I first played through the game in early access, there was no star lock on what you could buy and when. For example, this, I have to get to 90 stars before I can make the Pro washer. It was a lower one for the Vista 3000, Urban, etc. By the time that I had done the Detached house, was doing the Detached house, I already bought the Pro washer, I'm fairly sure, and it made everything so much easier from that point onwards. So doing everything from the basic washer now is very difficult. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show the difference that the washers make, because it might not be clear to people who are unfamiliar with the game, and it should just illustrate the challenge involved. So let's just use this patch of wall, for example. So this is not a difficult bit of stainage to get rid of. You know, it just does it nice and easily. Different nozzles. The green even does a pretty good track. But over this paint here, doesn't get it. You need to turbo that away. Now, if we just swap to the Urban, so that's the next step up, they're sorted alphabetically in the selection menu instead of in tier, which is weird. Same sort of deal with this, except the yellow nozzle is kind of wider. It's almost the same width as the green for the basic washer. And the green is even wider again. Though you can see it's pretty splatty at the sides. I tend to still stick to the yellow because it's just a much tighter nozzle. Otherwise you have to go slower, and well, then you may as well just go over it twice. But with the yellow nozzle here, you can see we can get rid of most of that paint in a single pass, which is pretty impressive. And then you get the Pro washer. Or no, the Prime Vista 3000, sorry, not the Pro. Don't have the Pro yet. The Heavy Duty. We'll just pop over this side for this one. And we've got the yellow, tight lines at the edges, but still about this width of the green washer for the Urban. And then the green is so wide, and I didn't even need to go that slowly to make a pretty tight edge. And then the paint just disappears. It's incredible. That is the difference. So distance does make a difference, obviously, but then you can just get the extensions, or you can still turbo it, and the track of the turbo is much wider than if we select the 1500 again, put that down into turbo. I can't reach any further than that, and it's barely cleaning even what it can reach at that range. Whereas the 3000, we can go all the way up, and it's actually cleaning things. So what really showed the difference as well is, so the paint was a bit of an example, but if you watched the most recent video I did, there was these pillars here, and they have some real ingrained things on them. So you can see how spotty it is when we've left that. Now when I was doing this on the Research Edition, having reset and then buying the Urban as soon as I was able to, that's the difference right there. You can see in the menu as well. So the 1500 has nothing for stubborn, ingrained or oily. The Urban has 4 on the stubborn scale. Nothing on the ingrained or oily still. The 3000 does start to work on the ingrained stains as well, so that's where those come into it. You can always use soap, you can always use the turbo nozzle, but until you get some of these washes, these stains are an issue. It's how the game encourages you to progress. We're not going to be doing that in my main series currently. We are still sticking with the basic washer. But hopefully that just illustrates a little bit about why that is actually a bit of a challenge run, and especially as the maps just keep getting larger and the stains just keep getting more and more ingrained and stubborn and oily, that it is going to be long, put it that way. So I hope you like it, because there's going to be a lot more of it coming soon. Now that I've unlocked all of the research rewards for this, I'll swap back to the main version. As I say, you opt in by going onto a beta branch. That means that to not opt out, but to swap back, you can freely swap back to your normal version of the game and get back all of your current progression at any point. I'm not going to finish the video without getting a few dings, because that's what we're really here for, let's be honest. The data is all anonymized, of course. The research data that they're gathering is very basic. It is going through and basically confirming what we already know, in that we play games to feel good, and that we start playing a game at a certain baseline, and after playing it for a little while, we feel better, and we tend to be pretty focused on what we're doing. One of the questions is how focused you are on the game at the time of asking. Obviously, some people watch other things while playing a game, so that one might be a bit lower, but that's what they're trying to determine, is how much of what your mood changes is determined by playing of the game. And it must be said that my mood is immeasurably improved by playing this game, especially with one of the heavy duty washes and getting those dings. So good. Ding ding, ding ding. There we go. That's what we like to hear. Once again, this paint here just disappears using the 3000. I'm not entirely sure whether or not it is possible. Let's see, here's the research. This is how they incorporate it into the game, by the little messages that you normally get. And it's just fun little engagements, as if it was one of your normal people. And here we go, how are we feeling right now? We're feeling very good. Very good indeed. About every 10 minutes or so is when they give you a question. It takes a little while, probably a good dozen hours maybe total, to actually get all of the rewards. But it's certainly worth it. Ding. Ding ding dong. Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not you can actually get the 3000 normally on this map. This is obviously in free play. Normally I believe the urban is the most that you can get. So the paint one is a little bit more difficult still, just because of the width of the spray more than anything else. It still comes off very easily. Some of the angles are still tricky on this map, of course. These railings were giving me a lot of grief, not only because of the stubbornness of the stains, but just the angles that you have to get. But I believe the shooting spray range or angle of the better washes is actually kinda, in a way. Once again, let's just do a little bit of comparison here. So we're shooting at the window frame right there, right? Just like that. If we then swap to the 1500. You can see it's going off more to the left there in some fashions. It's just what you seem to be targeting just seems to not be as consistent as you would like sometimes. I think it's just the angle at which you're holding it as well. There you can see the difference in the track widths as well, in terms of the different washers. Hey, that's the extensions. If we're going to do any more of this, we're going to do it with this. And this wall just completely melts. I think the difference in time on the levels is quite startling. This level took me about 2 hours using the 1500 alone. Using the urban, it will probably take me half that. There we go. But, you know, playing this game quickly is not necessarily the point, right? The point is to play this game, to enjoy ourselves. And for that reason, I don't mind my self-imposed challenge restrictions. We're going to be playing an awful lot more of this game in the near future. So I do hope you enjoy it. I'm going to leave it there for now. This is just a short video, it's a bit of a demonstration there. I suppose I'll demonstrate the range as well, so again you can see that the range even of the urban for the turbo is already maxed out. The 1500 barely makes a dent on anything. We do have the extensions as well, but the heavy duty just lets you go so much further, make these lovely little turbo flowers, as I think of them, without even needing an extension. If you stick an extension on it, you can shoot from way back here and be well out of the splash range. Which is really good when it comes to doing something like the fire station from the ground without using the scaffolding, which is an achievement in the game. An achievement that I don't believe would be possible using just the basic washer, but everything else is. Cleaning it is. We will prove that shortly, because that's in a few maps' time. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.